Hey guys, how's it going? This is Dad's daily routine when I get home from work. Well, not daily, every third day. But um, it's amazing how much enjoyment you can get from a weed patch. I come home and check my corn to see what's coming up, my potatoes and cucumbers and squash and things. Boy, this is getting rough. We got to get down here and weed. And usually check on Grandma when it's winter time. I stop in the morning and put some wood in her fire, make sure she's got a fire going, warmed up for the day, about out of wood, and just like to walk around. I saw the pond a little bit low. It's about time to bush hog out here. We planted, this is our spot where we used to do hay, and last year we've got some spots way at the back pasture there that were grown up in weeds and just really poor grasses. There's a bunch of asparagus that I've missed picking. Hopefully those are still tender enough. We got a little tiny spot from back when this was an old home site and somebody had a garden out here. I usually try to pick those and take them to Granny in the morning. But anyhow, the hay, we were feeding all our hay in the same spot for the first 2 years we were here, and then last year we had a bunch of bare spots in the back. Some spots were grown up in moss and things. It just wasn't any grass hardly at all. So we took our hay ring and moved it around to each spot, and we would move it about 8 feet at a time, and that way we were spreading grass seeds at the same time and putting down a real good bed of manure. Hey guys, y'all excited to see Dad, huh? That way we put down a good bed of organic material and manure, and also we would spread some grass seeds. So we'll go out and check on that, see how that's doing. There's a pond. It's actually holding, this is, I guess we're at ground level right now. Island's not quite an island, it's more of a peninsula right now. But it's holding it at ground level, or so it seems to be. Now it's still rolling through pretty good, it's not holding nothing. My bad. Yeah, it's rolling through real well. We're gonna get this capped off before long. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drain it down and then put the bentonite clay in it, and then put in a layer of 4 to 6 inches of clay on top of it, and then track it in with the new dozer as soon as we get it running. I gotta get out here and pick up. Kids came out and had a swimming party and forgot to have a pickup life jacket party. Dad's a little paranoid. Everybody can swim pretty well, but with having 16 kids, it's hard to count heads and play lifeguard non-stop. So a lot of times we end up with the younger kids wearing life jackets to their dismay and getting upsetting. We've got in the backfield, look at this, Japanese clovers coming up. This field was really, really poor. If you get a chance, go back to some of our original videos and watch some. Oh, look at that grass. Some of our, yeah, I'm in flip-flops. Not a fan of flip-flops, but with the coronavirus, we have strict protocols at my work. So we have out in the bay of the ambulance, we have different uniforms and attire, so we're not wearing stuff back and forth to work and whatnot. Oh, that's, I don't know what the grass that is. It may be orchard grass. It's got kind of that red tint to it. Anyhow, I'm rambling on, sorry. Go back and watch our old videos about when we first started working on the fields. These trees here, 10, 12 feet tall, the whole center of the field from where that's sitting, beyond that cedar tree, all this area here was no grass at all, just trees and brush. And we had to bush hog it out and chop it out with a chainsaw, and it was a rough mess to get it all out of there. But let's check on our grass. This is a spot my plan came together. This is a spot that had no grass at all. Now we've got grass this spring. See where the hay is and the manure. Here's another spot we moved the hay over to. It's got grass coming up all around it, real good grass in the center where that hay ring was. And to just give you an example, there's another hay ring spot. There's one. You can see the round still there on that one. This has got a lot of organic material and stuff left in it, so we got to get in here and dig that out and dump it in some holes. But this is what we had back here for pasture. Just a lot of bare spots like that, hardly any grass growing on it at all. Actually, that's got some grass seed from this stuff. Here you go. A lot of this moss, just weeds, real scattered weeds, and then moss, really poor, kind of like a clay. And then a lot of it was open up like this with no grass or anything on it. But now we've filled, there's another grass spot, several up there, one here. So now we've filled this all in, and you can usually tell where the horses like to eat first and the best, and they keep it cut down, is usually less weeds and sweeter grass. So they're knocking this back pretty good. Well, that's a tip if you want to patch up of course you got to have to deal with some weeds if there's some weeds or something in your hay that you don't like. So I guess the key would be to make sure you got hay that would grow stuff, the type of grass that you want to come up in your pasture. But that's a tip if anybody wants to build up an old pasture, get it to start filling in. The only downside is, and you can see here, not really any grass, just real low, whatever's here doesn't grow very much. When you get to this hay ring, where the hay ring was, and it's nice and bright, you can see there's another circle right there where the hay ring was. A lot of manure in there and whatnot. So, and even down below, you can tell these big patches of grass. I'm wondering if that's not an orchard grass. It's something with a pretty wide leaf. I'm gonna have to study that or look that up. But these are seeds that have come out of this hay from the hay washing down the hill here. So anyhow, the one downside, like I was saying, is we like to collect the manure for the garden and spreading it out like this last year. We haven't had a primary barn site to collect off of, but aside from that, we'll have to hunt down some other manure that we can use. But aside from that, this has been a blessing to kind of fill in some bare spots. Yeah, these trees here, that's what was filled up. The whole probably 2 acres in this back field was filled with these little scraggly trees, and you can tell where there's nothing really growing underneath of it. And so we did a lot of bush hogging in the beginning to cut a bunch of that out. And we left these for Mama liked the way they were kind of arched over and whatnot, kind of pretty looking. But we'll probably end up taking those out before long if Dad can talk her into it. Anyhow, guys, that's my morning walk. get in from work. So give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the little bell at the bottom of the our channel, and get updates whenever a new video comes out. And y'all have a blessed day.